Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to today's Finance 360-degree session in which we are going to discuss the two very important surveys that has been released by the Reserve Bank of India. The first one is going to be the survey on professional forecasters. As you know that a previous question has come from this survey, and so this survey becomes very important from your examination point of view. And the second survey that we are going to discuss is the consumer confidence survey. Okay, so both these surveys are very important from your examination point of view, and they have been released in August, so you can understand just before the examination they have been released. So we have to discuss them. Okay, good morning everyone, and do give me a thumbs up if I am clearly audible and visible. So from the surveys, direct objective questions can come in the phase 1, and that's why these surveys become important, and I will tell you that what are the important pointers and what is the previous year question that has come from these surveys. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if everything is audible, visible, everything is fine. Give me a thumbs up. And before moving forward, do subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTap so that you continue getting the relevant videos, as well as join our Telegram channel so that you can get the PDF of the session in the Telegram channel, and the link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. So let's start with the session. Give me a thumbs up. So let's start with the session. So the survey of professional forecasters on macroeconomic indicators, the results of 89th round has been released. The results of 89th round has been released. So here you can see that this was the previous year question that has come in the RBI Grade B examination in the phase 1. As per the survey of professional forecaster, there was a direct data point that was asked. Okay, so now we will discuss that what are the data points that have been given by the recent survey, in the recent survey of professional forecaster. First of all, the Reserve Bank has been conducting the survey of professional forecasters since September 2007. Okay, and this survey, that is the 89th survey of professional forecasters, this was conducted in July 2024. So the 44 panelists participated in the 89th round of the bi-monthly survey that was conducted during July 2024. So like the Monetary Policy Committee meeting happens every bi-monthly, similarly the surveys such as the survey of professional forecaster, the consumer confidence survey, inflation expectation survey, all of these surveys also conduct on the bi-monthly basis, and the recent survey that happened was in July 2024, whose result has been released in August 2024. So this is the whole idea. Okay, till now I hope everything is clear. So now the survey has happened, and in the survey there is the results that have been provided for the output, that what the professional forecasters think in regards to the output growth, in regards to the inflation growth, and in regards to the trade growth. So all of the data points we are going to understand, so that if any question comes regarding this survey, you can easily answer the question. Okay, so first of all, the real GDP is expected to grow by 7% in 2024-25. That is revised up by 20 basis point, that is by 0.2 percentage. So it is expected as per the recent survey of the professional forecaster. The professional forecaster have said that the real GDP is expected to grow by 7% in 2024-25 and by 6.7% in 2025-26. So remember this data point, it is one of the most important data point in this whole survey. Now coming the SPF panelist, that is the survey of professional forecaster panelist, placed GDP growth forecast in the range of 6.5% to 8.1% for the 2024-25, that as per the survey of professional forecasters. As per the panelist, the range of the GDP, the range of the real GDP can fall between 6.5% to 8.1%, but they are expecting that it is going to be around 7%. Okay, but they have given this range that minimum it will go to 6.5% and maximum it will go to 8.5% in 2024-25. And for 2025-26, they have given a range of 6.2% to 8.1%, that in the 2025-26 the minimum the real GDP can go to 6.2% and the maximum it can go to 8.1%, but they have given that the real GDP is going to be around 6.7% in 2025-26. Is it clear till now? So they have given a percentage as well as they have given a range also, that if it is going below this, if it is going to the minimum area, so it will go to 6.5% or 6.2% as per the time period, and the maximum it will go to 8.1%. Any confusion here? So this is one of the most important surveys. I hope you are able to understand this. Now coming to the next point, that is forecasters have assigned highest probability to real GDP growth in the range of 7 to 7.4% for 2024-25 and in the range of 6.5 to 6.9% in 2025-26. That is, they are believing that within this range also the highest probability of the real GDP is going to fall in 7 to 7.4 parameter in 2024-25 and in 6.5 to 6.9% in the 2025-26. So basically the idea is that there was a range that was given by the panelists, that was 6.5% to 8.1%, that within this range the real GDP can fall, and within this range also the 7.0 to 7.4 is the most probable range of our real GDP, out of which the panelists have said that real GDP is going to be 7.0%, but this is the most probable range for the real GDP in 2024-25. Similarly for 2025-26 also they have given a broad range. After that they have given, like in that broad range they have said that the highest probability for the real GDP in 2025-26 is for 6.5 to 6.9. Within that also 6.7 is going to be the real GDP in the 2025-26. So this is the whole scenario that they have provided. So this is the real idea that, this is the idea that the real GDP is going to be 7% for 2024-25 and 2025-26. In this period, the real GDP is going to be 6.7%. Now, in terms of quarterly path, that is the quarter 1 to quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So in terms of quarterly path, the real GDP growth year on year is expected to remain in the narrow range of 6.9% to 7.0% during the 2024-25. So this is the range that has been given for the quarterly growth in the real GDP, that is 6.9% to 7%. Okay. Next is annual growth in the real private final consumption expenditure. So I hope you know that the real GDP, the formula of real GDP is, the formula of real GDP or the formula of GDP is the consumption, the private final consumption expenditure, the investment, that is also known as gross domestic capital formation, there is government expenditure, and there is the net exports, that is exports minus imports. So it is said that the private final consumption expenditure is going to grow by 7% in the by the 6% in 2024-25. So real private final consumption expenditure, that is the consumption expenditure of the households, is going to grow by 6% in the 2024-25, and the real gross fixed capital formation. So here we have the gross domestic capital formation. In this there is the fixed capital formation, that is the assets that are being formed. So that is going to, so the gross fixed capital formation is going to happen by 8% in 2024-25. So this is for the real private final consumption expenditure and for the real gross fixed capital formation. Fixed capital formation means investment in the assets and such. Okay. So this is going to grow by 6% and the gross fixed capital formation is going to grow by 8% in 2024-25. Any confusion till now, anyone? So this is a little like economic based survey. So I hope you are able to understand this. Still, if there is any confusion, kindly ask me. Now, gross value added, real gross value added. So, value addition is seen through the production side, is seen through the product side. Like the gross domestic product is seen through the expenditure side. That, okay, what is the expenditure of the private final consumption? What is the expenditure that is happening on the fixed capital? What is the expenditure that the government is doing? So that is how the real GDP is calculated through the expenditure method. But the GVA, that is the gross value added, this is calculated through the product side or through the production side. So the real GVA growth projection has been revised up marginally to 6.7%. So it is said that the real GVA is going to grow by 6.7% for 2024-25 and remained unchanged for at 6.4% for 2025-26. So the real GVA is going to grow by 6.7% in 2024-25 and 6.4% in 2025-26. So this is the basic idea. So this is it regarding the output. So in the output category, we have discussed that what is going to be the real GDP growth as per the panelist, what is the broad range, what is the most probable range, that also we have discussed. After that, we have discussed the data point for the real private final consumption expenditure and the gross fixed capital formation. That is, we have discussed about the households, that the private final consumption expenditure, what is it going to be, and we have discussed for the fixed capital formation, that is the capital formation, the asset formation we can say. Then we have discussed the data for the real GVA also, that it is expected to be 6.7% in 2024-25 and 6.4% in 2025-26. So this is the most important table that you can understand and you can remember. And for 2024-25 data, you have to remember the 2024-25 data for the real GDP and real GVA, and for the other categories you can focus on the 2024-25 data point only. Okay, so this is the broad idea. Now coming to the next category, that is inflation. So the panelists have said that the annual headline inflation based on consumer price index. So in our country we calculate the inflation, we calculate the headline inflation or the retail inflation on what parameter? In our country we calculate the retail inflation according to the wholesale price index or consumer price index. So we calculate the retail inflation in our country or the headline inflation in our country on the basis of consumer price index. Okay, so annual headline inflation based on consumer price index is expected at 4.5% in both the years, that is 2024-25 and 25-26. So this becomes very easy, that is for your current financial year, and for the next financial year the CPI inflation is expected to be at 4.5%, and that is a good range, that is near to the 4% mark that we want to achieve. Okay, yes, very good. So now the headline CPI inflation is expected at 4% in quarter 2. So that is the quarter 2 is going on from July, like April, May, June is quarter 1, July, August, September is quarter 2. After that there is quarter 3 and quarter 4. So in the quarter 2 it is said that the CPI inflation is expected at 4%. So that is on the target we can say, and it is likely to increase in the quarter 3 and the quarter 4. So that is, it is going to be in the range of 4.6 and 4.7% in the subsequent 3 quarters. Okay, so this is the basic idea, that for the next quarter 3, quarter 4 and the quarter 1 of the 2025-26, the inflation is going to be within the range of 4.6 to 4.7. So for the coming 2 quarters of this financial year and the 1 quarter of the next financial year, the inflation is going to be a little higher in the range of 4.6 to 4.7. Okay, forecasters have assigned the highest probability to the headline CPI inflation, that is lying within the range of 3.5 to 4.4% in quarter 2 and a range of 4.5 to 4.9 during the subsequent 3 quarters. So this is the basic idea. Now the panelists expect CPI inflation excluding, now here the CPI combined inflation excluding the food and beverages, pan, tobacco, intoxicants and fuel and light. That means here we are focusing on the consumer price index, that is focusing on the manufactured goods such as the clothing and footwear, okay, and such manufactured goods. So we have excluded the food, we have excluded the beverages, pan, tobacco, intoxicants and fuel and light. So after excluding all of this segment, there is the expectation that in the successive quarters the CPI is going to increase from 3.5% to 4.5%. So that is for the manufactured goods, there is going to be the inflation that is going to come, and that is going to increase from 3.5% to 4.5%. Okay, 3.5% in this quarter, and then it is going to increase to 4.5% in the first quarter of the next year. So this is the expectation about the inflation. Now coming to the last segment that has been discussed in the survey of professional forecaster, that is the external sector. So merchandise exports and imports, that is the exports and imports that has happened for the goods. Okay, so merchandise exports and imports are projected to grow by 3.8% and 5.3% in this financial year 2024-25, and in the next financial year the merchandise exports are expected to increase by 5.5% and merchandise imports are expected to increase by 5.8% in the coming financial year in 2025-26. Okay, so this is the expectation. Now the current account deficit is expected at 1% of the GDP at the current prices during the 2024-25 and at 1.1% during the 2025-26. So this is the expectation for the current account deficit. Now I hope you know that what is current account. Current account, this includes the trade in goods, this includes the trade in services, and this includes the transfer payment. So it is said that the current account is going to be in the deficit of 1% of the GDP at current prices in this financial year, and 1.1% of the current account deficit of the GDP. Sorry, the current account deficit will be 1.1% of the GDP in the coming financial year. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now coming to the consumer confidence survey. So the survey of professional forecaster, is it clear? Any confusion anyone has? Any confusion anyone has in the survey of professional forecasters? Give me a thumbs up, give me a fire sign if you have understood this clearly. At least remember, if you are not able to remember the ranges, at least remember the main points like real GDP for 2024, 25, 25, 26, the real GVA 2024, 25, 24, 25, 26, the merchandise exports and the current account deficit and the inflation for 2024, 25, 25, 26. Okay, so at least remember the main data points. Okay, let's move forward with the consumer confidence survey. So this is going to be a easier survey compared to the survey of professional forecasters. So they were the professional forecasters, so they were able to tell about the probability and about the range and such. But here we are going to understand about the consumer confidence, that how you and I feel about the economy and how you and I feel about the income and employment status. Okay. Okay. So I will take the extra queries at the end of the session. If they are not related to the topic, I will take the queries at the end. Okay. The Reserve Bank released the result of July 2024 round of its bi-monthly consumer confidence survey. So consumer confidence survey is also bi-monthly, and usually the Obicus survey, consumer confidence survey, this inflation expectation survey, survey of professional forecaster, there is a list of 7-8 surveys that happen together. Okay, so out of this, the survey of professional forecaster, consumer confidence survey and inflation expectation survey, these are most important. Then the rest one, you can have a brief overview of the rest, but these three are the most important. And if the rest also, I will see the rest also and I will bring the important points for you if required. But for now, focus on the consumer confidence survey. This is also a bi-monthly consumer confidence survey, the results of July. So the results have been released in August 2024 for the survey that started in July 2024. So this is the idea. Now the survey collects current perception against a year ago. Okay, so what is the current perceptions of the public in regards to the economic situation, in regards to the employment situation, in regards to the income situation, in regards to the overall price situation, and in regards to the spending situation. So the current perception for the current financial year is seen, as well as there is the future expectations are also seen, that what are the future expectations of the public for the coming financial year on the same parameters, that what they expect for the future about the economic situation, about the employment, income and such parameters. Okay, so this is the basic idea. And this is like the survey was conducted across 19 major cities, and the sample that was collected was covering 6,062 respondents. The female respondents accounted for 54.4% of this sample. So the latest round of the survey was conducted in July 2024, and this was covering 6,062 respondents in 19 major cities, and 54.4% were the females, and they provided their current perceptions for the current financial year in regards to the employment, income, overall economic situation, the price situation and such, and they also provided their future expectations for the coming financial year that we are going to see. So this is going to be the chart. You will be able to understand this very easily. Let's start with the first point, that is the consumer confidence for current period. So consumer confidence for the current period is seen through the current situation index, that what is the consumer confidence for the current period. Okay. So here you can see this red line is showing that in like till July period, the consumer's confidence was going down. But after the July period, after the COVID situation went down and after the resolution of the COVID situation started to happen, after that there was continuous increase that was happening in the consumer confidence. But recently what has happened, that the consumer confidence for the current period had declined for the second consecutive survey. In the previous consumer confidence survey also, we have seen that there is the decline in the consumer confidence, and in this July round of the consumer confidence survey also, we have seen that there is the decline that has happened of the consumer confidence. Okay, so there was a prolonged rising trend in the post-COVID period. Their sentiments were like positive. They were increasing. The consumer confidence was increasing. But now what has happened, that their sentiments on major parameters has decreased. That you can see for economic situation, their expectations have decreased. For the employment, their expectations have decreased. For the price level, their expectations have decreased. Income, their expectations have decreased, and consumer confidence index itself has decreased. But for spending only for spending, except spending, all the other parameters have moderated. All the other sentiments or the confidence has gone down. As a result, the current situation index has gone down from 97.1 2 months earlier to 93.9 in July 2024. So current situation index of the consumers have gone down from 97.1 2 months ago to 93.9. So this is the basic idea, that in the previous survey there was the higher consumer confidence. In this survey, according to this survey, there is lower consumer confidence that we are able to see. So you just have to remember that only, other than if you leave the spending, in all the other parameters there is the moderating or decreasing expectations of the public, or decreasing confidence and decreasing sentiments, moderating sentiments of the public. And the consumer current situation index has declined from 97.1 to 93.9. Now coming to the future expectations index. Okay, so households optimism on the economic condition. Here you can see the economic situation for the future is in positive. There is the employment situation that is in positive. The income situation is in positive. Spending situation is in positive, but they are declining. Only the price level is in the negative category, but all the other are in positive category, but they are declining. They are positive sentiments with sign of deterioration compared to the last round. So you can understand that as compared to last round, there is the deterioration in the confidence of the consumers in regards to the future of our country, in regards to the future parameters of our country. So household optimism, the households are optimistic that okay, positive conditions are going to be held on the economic conditions for the year ahead, remained in positive terrain, though it have come down from the previous survey round. Okay, so lower optimism on general economic situation, employment, price led to 4.1 point moderation in the future expectation index to, so before it was 124.8, now it has come down to 120.7. It is 120.7 July 2024. So I hope this is clear. Okay, the positive expectations are there, but the positive expectations or the consumer confidence has declined as compared to the previous round. Even if it is positive, it is declining. Okay, it is declining in the major categories that you can see. And so the consumer confidence index for the future expectation index, the future expectation index has declined from 124.8 to 120.7. So this is the basic idea, that the sentiment on current employment situation, the current employment situation and current income situation, the sentiments are not very good. They are not very good. Okay, they are declining and they are not very good. If you see that for the future, the employment and income situation, for them there is positive outlook, there is positive expectation, but still this positive expectation is also declining. So the outlook for both these parameters for the future year also moderated, also declined within the zone of optimism, within the zone of being positive. This is a survey. This is a survey, okay? So like this survey on professional forecaster started from September 2027, there is no mention here. There was no mention of the consumer confidence survey. Like drop your question in the comment section and I will search about it and I will bring it for you. But in the notification, there was no mention of this, okay? So this is all. I hope you will be easily able to answer the first question. And before going to the second question, I want to show you that if you go to the edutap.co.in, you can go to the EduTap's website, and here in the free material, you can go to the blog section. If you go to like the end of the session, you will see that the exam information you can get about the different examinations. If you want to know about the RBI Grade B, you can know about the components of RBI Grade B, you can know about the syllabus pattern of RBI Grade B. If you want to know about the strategy for the examination, you can know about the strategy. If you want to know about the success stories, that how the toppers have achieved their dream, so you can know about the success stories, that how the toppers have achieved their dream, what was their strategy. If you want to know about the courses, if you go to the main page, if you go to the courses section, you can know about the courses, who all are teaching, what all you are getting. Everything is provided, all the information is provided here, as well as what off or the what discount you are getting, that is also written here. Okay, so now we have discussed the first, I hope that you can easily answer this first question. And now coming to the second question. So this is the second question. I hope you will be able to answer this question also. So this is it for today's session. I hope you enjoyed the session. You should at least cover the last 6 months of the RBI news tab. So that is what you have to do again and again. It's like covering 1 year but not able to remember anything is worse than covering 6 years and at least remembering the points and answering the given questions. Okay. So if you are covering 1 year, if you are able to remember such huge information, that is fine, that is good for you. But if you are not able to remember the data points, then cover 6 months, cover 6 months and try to remember the data points. Okay, that is more important. Thank you everyone, thank you for joining the session, and let's meet in the next session now. And on Tuesday, I hope you know, on Tuesday, Gurkira sir has a session from 10 a.m. This is going to be the Maha Marathon session. This is going to be the Maha Marathon scheme session. So as you know that the session that is on Tuesday is going to start from 10 a.m. So that means my class would not be possible, because I hope that you all will be focusing on your Maha Marathon of scheme session and you will go to Gurkira sir session, because it is very important. The schemes are very important from the examination perspective. Let it be phase 1 or phase 2. So on Tuesday, my session will not be conducted at 10 a.m. because Gurkira sir Maha Marathon scheme session will be starting, and I hope all of you will be joining him so that you can prepare your schemes very well. Okay. So there is no clash of the sessions. So we will do the topics in the next session, that is on Thursday or Saturday. Okay. Yes, Schemes Maha Marathon is there. So do attend Schemes Maha Marathon. Gurkira sir is preparing a lot. I hope you all are preparing for the Maha Marathon also. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining the session. I hope you enjoyed the session. So this is it. Do comment down below if you have any confusion, and do comment down below the homework, the answer of the homework question. And if you like the session, so do give me a thumbs up, or do like the session. Do comment down below if you are liking the session. Thank you.